Hello there, and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to discuss with you my 3 favorite power foods. And I put power in quotes because this is a bit subjective. A little bit of a preface there. These foods are, in my opinion, according to affordability and macros, they line up well in someone who's looking for a budget that they can stay on and be healthy at the same time and not, completely run out of money. So with that being said, let's get started. My number 3 favorite power food would have to be peanut butter. Now, if we were going off of health, peanut butter would not be on this list. But since we're taking affordability into account, peanut butter definitely falls on this list. It's 11 cents per ounce, which is pretty cheap. It's about $3 to $5 depending on where you live. You can get higher than that, but on average, that's about how much a jar of peanut butter can cost you. And if you were to eat it for a meal, you would need 2 to 3 spoons or 1 to 3 spoons to make that a meal, depending on how big of a meal you want. 1 spoon is 190 calories. It's pretty much a snack bar, so that could be a snack. If you want to make it a meal, it's 3 spoons, about 600 calories ish. So it's very potent, and you can get many spoons out of 1 jar of peanut butter. So it's a very potent food, and it keeps you full for a long time. That's the great advantage to it. The greatest disadvantage to it is it's extremely high in fat. But it's not necessarily the worst fat that you could be eating. It's not like cakes and donuts. It comes from nuts, so it's a natural fat, which your body needs to stay healthy. So it's good to have some peanut butter in your diet. Wouldn't have it every meal. It might be a good meal every once in a while. Maybe just 1 a day, if you're living on a budget. So that being said, if you're looking at the statistics here for 1 ounce of peanut butter, you've got 72% coming in with 72% fat, 16% protein, which is the second highest of the 3 macros, and carbs is 12%. So it's pretty low in carbs, but it's not a bad thing. It also has a very high protein content, which is actually, of these 3 power foods that we're going to be talking about today, that is the highest protein content per ounce. So if you're looking to bulk up, peanut butter is a pretty decent way to do it. The only downside is the fat, but cottage cheese is much more expensive. And again, we're looking at affordability here, and cottage cheese isn't necessarily cheap. So with that being said, peanut butter is a great food to keep around just in case. Keep it in the car. It's a great emergency food. You can make it last for days. That high fat content is guaranteed to keep you satiated for a long time. And that is why I put this as my number 3 option on this list, with the biggest negative being the fat content. My number 2 favorite power food would have to be beans, and specifically canned black beans. You can get reduced sodium black beans in a can in a 4-pack for as low as 56 cents a can, or $5 for a 4-pack of beans, depending on where you go. You can find beans for a very inexpensive price. So if you get them for 56 cents a can, that's usually just 1 meal. It comes out to about 4 cents an ounce, and so it's the cheapest actually of the 3 power foods here. So if you're looking for a potent food item that you can make a staple part of your diet, black beans are the way to go. And when you're looking at the macros here, you've got a much more forgiving fat content. Only 0.08 grams of the 1 ounce that you're looking at is fat. That's 3%. The highest percentage is carbs, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You need carbs to keep you full, to give you energy. Your body utilizes carbs the most to fuel itself. When you walk around, expend energy, and work out, stuff like things of that nature. So and finally, protein. It's actually a higher percentage than your peanut butter, but it's not as many grams. So if you're looking at per ounce, it looks like 1.72 grams per ounce. Breaking it down in that manner, so it's a decent amount. It's a quarter of your. If you're looking at 1 ounce of black beans, it's 26% of it is going to be protein. That's pretty good. When you're looking at how your diet should naturally be, you should be getting about 50-60% carbs, 25-30% protein, and then 20-25% fat. Somewhere around there. It's the ballpark. For your macros, iron, calcium, and vitamin C are present just about as much as it is in peanut butter. The only difference is that you have some vitamin C thrown into the mix. Vitamin C is never a bad thing to have in your diet. And finally, my number one favorite power food, with cost taken into account, would have to be eggs. Eggs, although you have to cook them, you can hard boil them. They're very versatile. You can prepare them in a number of different ways. They're only 7 cents an egg. That's the second cheapest item on this list, and it's pretty healthy. The fat content is more heavy than your black beans, but your carbs are the lowest of the three. So you got 2% carbs, 63% fat, and 35% protein. So in terms of percentage, this is your highest percentage protein per ounce. Not the highest in grams, but highest in percentage. With that being said, eggs are, again, extremely inexpensive, and their micronutrients are the highest of the three. You've got 2% calcium, 3% iron, and 3% vitamin A. That's higher than the other two, and you can make a really decent meal out of it, Maybe get 4 or 5 eggs. It's 28-35 cents for a meal. So if you're looking to live a little bit on a budget and to look after your health at the same time, these are some potent foods that are really power foods, just because of how versatile or dense and really nutritionally beneficial they are. They pack a lot of wallop for the price, and they're there to eat for you on the cheap. Now, one thing I will say about peanut butter is that you can get it less processed and more natural for about $1 more at the grocery store. So let's say a jar of Jif is $4. You can get a jar of unmixed peanut butter with the oil sitting at the top and the nut part crushed and all at the bottom, and you mix it up yourself. Fewer ingredients, and doesn't have any sugar added, none of that. So it's even healthier, and in my opinion, better tasting, much better tasting. You can taste the salt better, and it's another power food. So if you're willing to spend a little bit more, I think that you could probably justify having natural peanut butter on this list as well. But again, this list is a bit subjective. So that being said, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Share your own favorite power foods below. It doesn't have to be based on affordability. And I will see y'all next time. Adios.